Tom Petty's story is a testament to the power of perseverance in the land of opportunity that is America and in the world of music at that time.
But Gainesville was also tough for Tom. You know, he had long hair, and it's a town in the South, and you know, so long ago in the early '60s, and later it wasn't accepted to have long hair. His dad didn't approve of it, and the only job he could get besides being a musician later was at the cemetery, where he'd mow the lawn and dig graves with long hair. And but Gainesville was where, you know, he first started playing music, and he really got bands together and really launched his career.
In 1970, I joined my third band, and it was called Mudcrutch. We were from Gainesville, Florida, and we became very popular around that area, and in the band I met Mike Campbell and Ben Montanchen.
I'm under the gun, you can break my heart, and I ain't gonna run. I don't scare easy for no one. Yeah, I'm a loser at the top of my game. I should've known better, keep an eye on you. Yeah, I got a scar that ain't ever the same. Yeah, I got a dream that'll never come true. But I don't scare easy. I don't fall apart when I'm under the gun. You can break my heart, but I ain't gonna run. I don't scare easy for no one. Sun going down in the canyon wall. I got a soul that ain't never been blessed. Yeah, I'm a shadow at the back of the hall. Yeah, I got a sin that never confessed.
After a few years, we decided to go to LA and look for a record contract.
And on the other hand, by your teens, you have this amazing confidence. I mean, I gotta tell you, one of my favorite stories, music stories of all time, is this idea of you as a teenager with the Mudcrutch tapes, getting in a car and driving from Florida to Los Angeles to play this stuff. I mean, partly what I love about it is it's outrageous. It was like, where does this guy get off thinking he's going to walk into...
I was very romantic, you know. I probably still am to some degree. A lot of that's been beaten out of me, but I was very romantic.
All right, this is Los Angeles, and we're at the Rock and Roll Center of the Universe, Sunset Strip. You can see, actually behind me, just further up the street, the Rainbow Room and the Roxy, two rock and roll venues pretty well close together. If you're familiar with London, the Rainbow is kind of the equivalent of the London Speakeasy. The Roxy is one of the premier venues here in Los Angeles, along with the Troubadour, which is in that direction, a couple of blocks. Further down, just the other side of the camera, is Tower Records, which has the largest square foot area of any record shop in the world, as far as I know. And just the other side of that, further down the strip, is a rock and roll hotel called the Continental Hyatt, which is where most of the bands stay when they're here.
Great.
Yeah. How did you enjoy the tour of England?
Love it.
Now, to our extreme surprise, we got several offers in the first couple of days, but the guy that we really trusted the most was this fellow named Denny Cordell.
Tom was the singer, Tom was the writer, and he was a really good player, and he was the front man.
Unfortunately, the band broke up just as we released our first single, but it was a good thing in the long run because it led to the formation of the Heartbreakers.
I don't think when I came out, even when we signed to Shelter, I don't think we were ready, you know. I think we thought we were ready, but I wasn't there yet. You know, I was writing songs, they were good enough to attract people into one. If it hadn't been for Denny Cordell, who said, wait a minute, we're not making a record right away. We're going to take time. We're going to get used to playing in studios. You're going to spend all your time learning how to write songs. And I'm going to expose you to lots of people and lots of records. In those days, you only knew the records you owned, really, but wrong.
Stick with me on the confidence thing for a second, though, because this fierce confidence is really interesting. I mean, no one, at least I've tried to research, no one calls you a jerk, but you have been tough with people at times, even friends of yours over the years, and you've got this confidence. I'm thinking of, for example, Del Shannon, who you're producing, and you end up stealing away his bass player, and who becomes one of the Heartbreakers, and it takes a cocky guy to do that, and yet
I needed a bass player.
And yet you're also this humble guy, and who deflects attention at times. I've seen you interviewed, and people talk about you being great, and you sort of, tell me a bit about where the business confident Tom Petty fits in when it involves friendships and all that.
Pretty driven. When there's something I want and something I want to get, I can be really driven to get it.
The first 3 or 4 years, every gig was the most important gig of our life.
Until then, remember, leave blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Bradley Crawford saying, see you next week.